Hello everyone. We're back with another video, and this one we got something big here, to show. But we're gonna get to that last. Save the best for last. After all, should probably close that knife, and let's do the first one. So, what we're doing today, we have 3 figures, the Hammond collection, I believe, of Jurassic Park 30th anniversary figures. We have 3 of them here with me, and let's go ahead and get into the first one, which is the Triceratops, which, as you can see, of course, when you get all 3 of these, the tail, except the T-Rex, I think the T-Rex has its tail attached, but I could be wrong. But the Triceratops, you have to snap in the tail. It's pretty easy. Same with the other 2. And here is the Hammond Collection Legacy 30th Anniversary Triceratops. This is the first time, actually, that I'm really getting to see it out of the packaging. It's beautiful. That front shot, something I like about it is that it's almost thin. Like, Triceratops in media is always this wide, ginormous creature, which it was ginormous, but having it so wide like that, I don't know, I never really liked it too much. But this figure, as you can see, really well shows what the model of the Triceratops in Jurassic Park looked like. You have these osteoderms all along the back. I love seeing osteoderms, ceratopsians. It's really cool. The tail moves back and up and down, back, forth, twisty and turny, however you want to do it. The head, of course, can do the same things pretty much. The frill is a little bit of a softer plastic. It's not pliable per se, but you can sort of move it. But the frill is designed in a way where it really allows to have a pretty good range of motion. If anything, the side-to-side could be a little bit better, but I don't know, it's really good. The legs actually don't have as much articulation as the other ones. They only have 1 point of articulation, and that's moving back and forth, which is odd for these articulated figures like this. They would usually be, a bunch of different joints on the ankles and knees and stuff. But here, the model, let's get into the model next. The model is like almost spot on. The head here, you see, has a lovely red eye. I don't think it had a red eye in the movie, but I don't know, design choice, I guess. Has these beautiful horns that kind of go, so you can see they go outward a little bit. So they go outward, down, and up, which is how most Triceratops horns are in reality, depending on species. Moving back, we have, of course, the osteoderms on the back, like I mentioned, as well as some smaller ones here on the leg. You can see. The underbelly is nicely detailed. Almost every inch of this has a scale in the detail. The tail is, short and stubby, like most ceratopsian tails were. Here's the scan code for the app, if you want to get that. Yeah, so, really cool figure. And I have an Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm figure right here, so you can kind of see the scale. I'm not sure. I feel like the Triceratops was smaller than this in the movie, but it was laying down, so it was hard to tell. So if we could try to recreate that. So we got the Triceratops laying down. You know what? Yeah, it's a little bit too big. But that's all right, cause I don't know, it's all right. But yeah, so this is the Triceratops, a beautiful one. The paint scheme is, of course, based off the Jurassic Park colors for the first movie from the Triceratops. So it is incredibly mundane. There are, with the exception of the horns, the eyes, and the osteoderms, there are 3 colors. There's this light brown on the underbelly, there's this dark muddy brown all across the body, and there's this even darker brown around the edges of the frill. But, I mean, that's not really a fault of the toy, more of a fault of the design. So, gonna have the Triceratops stomp off as we release our next creature, a beautiful T-Rex, which, if you watch my little toy photography video that I made, you would have already seen this. But now we're gonna go a little more in depth, a little bit more in depth. Hey, there I am. Anyway, so yeah, we have beautiful. Let's get the paint colors first. Something I'd like to note. Sorry if you hear like background noise, talking and stuff. It is Super Bowl day, so I do have family here. But yeah, we have the eyes are like this reflective material that almost like glow a little bit when in certain lightings. And it also has a little thing where the pupils follow you in a way. Let's see if I can get that closer. But yeah, the pupils like follow you sort of, which can make for some kind of creepy looking things like that. But yeah, it's back to the paint colors. Again, sorry if you hear background noise, but the coloring, oddly enough, is based off of it looks to be based off of the T-Rex from the Lost World, and not the buck T-Rex, which has these green colors. It looks like the female T-Rex, which has these brown colors and the striping and stuff, which is actually pretty cool. I always liked the buck T-Rex and really kind of forgot about the other T-Rex, but these colors are actually really nice. Now, let's talk about articulation real quick. It has a lot of articulation. Of course, the mouth has kind of 3 settings, in a way, where you can have it closed, you can have it kind of halfway open, and all the way open. The tongue moves up and down. Cool little detail here. It also has these like cheek things that like flap and stuff, and it's like rubber, so it's like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, then if we move further back, the head and neck. Of course, so we have one articulation here, which is the head and I don't know what to call this sort of area, the neck, but like the throat and stuff like that. You can move side to side, twist it, up and down individually, side to side. Then we have this rubber part here, which like has like real feel. This like rubber, which has same articulation pretty much. Sorry if I sound a little different. I have been a little bit congested lately, but moving on. The arms have some nice articulation here. Can move the arms a bunch of different ways. The hands move, the elbows move, and the upper arm moves. Has a little bit of a body ab articulation here, up and down, side to side. Can't twist it. I would not recommend trying that. You might end up breaking it. The legs are where the articulation really shines. Let's angle the camera down a little bit to see this. There we go. So, of course, we have the classic hip articulation, where the hips kind of kick and stuff. Then we have the knee is like a separate thing from the hip and the lower leg here. So you could kind of do different things with that. And then the lower leg moves back and forth. And then the ankle, it has a ball joint, so it can move all around and stuff, and tilt, turn. And then we have a foot, which can do a bunch of different things. Something I want to note is that, of course, you can have it in a bunch of different poses. You can kind of have it hunched down and crouching like this. Or, if you extend everything to its extremities, everything to the extreme, you have the tallest, leggiest T-Rex ever. That is disproportionately leggy. It is unnaturally leggy. Its legs are the length of its body, not including the tail. Its legs make up for 70% of its body mass. That's an exaggeration, but it's very leggy. So, yeah. But when it's kind of more hunched like this, it looks better. The tail now, of course, has this one moved up and down, side to side. There's really a lot of up and down motion. Side to side it's alright. And of course you can have it upside down for whatever reason. The end section of the tail from here on back is rubber, and it has a wire in it, so you can pose it, which is pretty cool. As for size, let's do it next to the Triceratops first. So, this is where I really see that the Triceratops is far too big. But you could still have a pretty cool fight scene between these two, I think. Yeah, they still go kind of well together. And then, of course, we have Dr. Ian Malcolm. He's a bit small compared to the T-Rex, as he should be. I'd say this is pretty accurate to the movies. It's also funny, look at that, he's absolutely getting chomped. I like doing that. Ugh. And of course, Alan Grant, who's pretty much the same height. I don't think there's any height difference, but yeah. Now, here is where things are gonna get fun. We have the biggest toy ever being reviewed on Rylan's Dinos and More history. I think I've shown toys that are, like, bigger than it, maybe. Like that raptor toy I made from a video, like, 7 years ago. But this is the Hammond Collection Legacy 30th Anniversary Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus. When I'm sitting down in crisscross applesauce fashion, it's eye level with me. When I'm standing up, it's up to my hips. This thing is tall. It's like 3 feet tall or something. As you can see, it does not fully fit in frame. In fact, let me see if I can move the camera back a bit so we can better see. Let's see if this is any better. That's a little bit better. So we're gonna kind of skip paint. Let's just get it out of the way. Paint, it has 2 colors. Well, 3. It has this light tan brown underbelly, as well as lower jaw. It has a kind of reddish brown color on the back and top of the head crest. Oh, it's down. And it has this gray color, which in the movie, I feel like it was a little bit more vibrant, but that's also probably because of the camera quality back in the day and the CGI quality. Like, if there's any scene in Jurassic Park where the CGI looks worse, I think it's the Brachiosaurus scene, if I'm honest. There's just something off about it, even in comparison to the whole movie. But anyway, let's get to articulation next. It's a massive toy, so it doesn't need much articulation. It's not going to have much. it has the head, of course, moves up, down, left and right, turns and twists side to side, and opens its jaw. Yeah, and then the neck, well, first of all, the neck has this thing like the other Brachiosaur toys, where it has, I don't know what you'd call it, like a slider almost, it's like a gear shift in a car, where it's almost like you're pulling a lever. That's what I'm thinking of, where it just kind of goes up and down. The neck can also twist, so you can make absolute abominations such as this. That actually looks kind of cool. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I mean, it's obviously upside down, but, you know, that's kind of cool. Anyway, and then the neck itself has, like, rubber, so it's, like, real feel, sort of squishy. And then it has, like, wire sort of things in it. So you have, it's still a little bit limited, and it looks a little wrinkly, but you can turn the neck like that. One problem that I've definitely noticed is that if it's standing and you're kind of messing around with it a little bit, the legs, since it's supporting so much weight, the legs will kind of slide and push out, and it'll kind of fall a little bit. But speaking of the legs down here have decent articulation. Obviously has the shoulder articulation. Has elbow articulation, which you can, of course, go back and forth. It's stuck for some reason. Oh, never mind. So you can twist it around, too. So the back of the leg is the front of the leg, and you can actually make it go even further forward, so it can give someone a high five, like that. And the back legs are pretty much the same thing, just a little shorter. Now I gotta get this back how it was, so it can stand again. Oh, okay. This thing is heavy too. It is 60 pounds or something. I don't know. That's just a guess. But the tail has like a ball joint here. You can really nice up and down motion. Side to side. It doesn't go side to side when it's like this, but you can twist it like this, and then you can go side to side. You can even twist it back, and it's still tilted to the side. And then we have another little tiny one with a little bit of a softer material that goes side to side, up and down, twists around and stuff. And at the very end, there's another one that just twists, doesn't do anything else. So, that would be the Brachiosaurus. Let's get size first. Size, of course. Gonna have to tilt the camera all the way down so you can actually see the dudes. So yeah, it's Alan Grant here is like, okay, if we stack Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm on top of each other, that's not even the full length of the leg. He's a big boy, for sure. I just want to note as well, the eye on this guy, is the same as the T-Rex, except it's like a dark brown, and it looks kind of cute in some angles, kind of monstrous in others, but it has the same sort of idea as the T-Rex. Speaking of the T-Rex, for a scale, can't even really get them both in the frame at the same time. But yeah, the Brachiosaurus is no closer to the camera than the T-Rex is. It looks like that in depth perspective, but it's not. It is huge. If you couldn't already tell. It's like holding a giant alien prehistoric baby. So, those are the Legacy Edition Hammond Collection 30th Anniversary line of Jurassic World, or Jurassic Park, I should say, toys. There are more of them. I think there's Gallimimus, a couple raptors, and another dinosaur. I'm not sure. But yeah, these things are amazing. These are some of the best things the Mattel Jurassic World have made. And that's, I mean, depends on how you think of it, but that could be saying something or it could not be saying much. Because in general, most of the Mattel Jurassic World toys now are pretty low quality. But, yeah, so that's them. They are absolutely massive. For a final show of scale, I'll put them all right in front of each other. I can barely reach the camera over these things. The Triceratops, still too big in comparison. T-Rex, beautiful. I love the T-Rex. It's probably my favorite one out of these. And the Brachiosaurus, of course. Majestic, beautiful. If you have the space for it, I would recommend it. It might also be a little bit pricey, so, just be aware of that. But yeah, don't have really much else to say. I think that's the end of the video. So, if you enjoy watching my content, might I recommend subscribing? I would recommend subscribing because, if you don't, you will get pinched on the finger by this guy. You don't want to be pinched by this guy. So, subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever the other YouTubers say to do, all that. Bye.